Welcome to Chapter 2 of our Imperial Japanese Navy VAL dive bomber build. Spray painting more parts for the VAL dive bomber. I will start with TCP-1368 interior green, as these parts are for the cockpit area. Note, these parts need not be painted on the second side, as they will not be visible when placed into the cockpit. TCP-010 gloss black is spray painted on the exterior of the main part of the cowl that will hold the engine. Note, I already placed TCP-900 masking paper on the interior to protect the interior green already applied. Aluminum TCP-013 is sprayed on a small part that will be attached to the propeller. On the engine exhausts, TCP-396 metallic burnt iron is sprayed. Note, I am putting some of this color in a paint cup since I am going to use very little of this color. It is now time to remove all of the masking paper from inside the fuselage halves and the wheel cover halves. You may use any technique that is convenient for you, but I tried to remove the masking as close to 180 degrees as possible. Again, use a gloved hand to hold the parts so as not to contaminate the surfaces with any oils that may be on your hand. And the masks from the inside of the cowl parts are also removed. Take the starboard or right-hand fuselage half and test fit the cockpit assembly. Check the position carefully, as the placement is critical to attaching the other half of the fuselage. Use CA to cement the cockpit assembly and then use CA accelerant to quickly cure the glue. This allows you to glue the left hand or port half of the fuselage now. To attach the port side, I put CA directly onto the area where the cockpit will be attached. Use a toothpick to apply CA onto the rest of the fuselage edges. Notice that I have gloves on both hands this time. Apply some CA to the starboard side too, particularly on the tail area. I use rubber bands and metal clips to hold the halves together. Put the whole assembly aside to fully cure. TCP-013 aluminum is being hand painted onto the wheel hubs per the directions on the instruction sheet. After test fitting the wheels into the wheel covers, I would say skipping this step would not be a problem, as the hubs are barely visible when the full covers are in place. However, I did both sides anyway, so as to be following the instructions precisely. I was able to hand paint this gloss aluminum because I purposely left a fresh bottle of TCP-013 aluminum open all night to allow some of the solvents to evaporate and concentrate the metal pigment. I am now hand painting TCP-010 gloss black onto the back of the propeller. Again, I am able to do this by allowing some of the solvents to evaporate from an open bottle overnight. The same color is being hand painted on a small part. I am not sure what to call this part, but it goes into the cockpit. Inside the cockpit, there is a compass with its own stand. Cement the compass parts together. Several small parts make up the whole compass assembly. Now I am ready to cement the compass assembly into the stand. It only fits in one way. Cement wheels into the wheel covers. Be careful not to put any glue onto the pivot point or in the center of the hub. You want to have the ability to turn the wheels. They should spin freely in the covers. Since there has been ample time for the fuselage to fully cure, I am now ready to cement the wing bottom to the underside of the fuselage. Test fit the wing and sand any section that prevents a tight fit. Use a toothpick to apply the CA and attach the wing bottom. I apologize that the visibility of the process is not up to par with the rest of the videos in this chapter. Cement both stabilizers to the fuselage. Note that they can only be placed one way to be correct for the model. The port and starboard wing tops can now be cemented in place. Since the wing tops are not painted, I can use Tamiya thin cement to glue each wing top in place. I use plastic clamps to hold them in place. I noticed there is a substantial amount of space at the wing roots that will have to be filled. If you have any questions about techniques explored in this video, or general questions about this build, please post your questions in the comments section below.